Hey gamers, today we're going back to Mutants and Masterminds to create another character, and today we're going to create a character like Spider-Man. Hi gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I am Brian, your Game Master. Today we are going back to Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition to create another character. Today we're going to take a look at Spider-Man. We'll see what we can do with it. If you enjoy the content that I'm producing, please subscribe to my channel for more great quality videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I'd like it if you'd share my content with your friends. I'd love to help them in any of their gaming needs. So, with that, let's get into it.
Alright gamers, here we are looking at the character sheet. Now this video did a little differently. I pre-made the character using the book, using that fillable PDF that I found online like I used in the last video. Figured this way I have it pre-made, I can go through and double check my stuff, maybe make the video a little shorter, plus then I can also talk a little more about my choices, how powers will work together. And then I've put some notes and stuff on the character sheet as well. So when we get into it, I'll talk a little bit more about that. If you like how this video is done, the pre-made character sheet and me just talking about it, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like the other style where I just start with a blank character sheet and I just kind of go through my processes in the book, as we're doing it together, let me know as well. Whatever you guys like, I'll do it that way. This was a little easier. I was able to spend a little more time, off camera, putting it together, checking my math, doing some research on the Wikipedia about Spider-Man, what kind of powers he has, his different iterations and things like that. Now, is this going to be, like I did with the Superman video, the height of his power and everything that he's got? No, I did it at power level 10. 150 points. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like enough points, and for you it probably won't either. But this should give us most of the stuff that we're going to need to make a really good Spider-Man character. But let's get into it. So we're going to look here at the top. So here at the top, so I've already kind of, like I said, I've already filled this in. So I decided to make a female Spider-Man character. I really like Spider-Gwen. Been turned on to her recently and talking with the guys at the comic shop and reading some comics. I really like the character, so I wanted to make something like that, something young, rash. She's attractive, high school, athletic, that kind of stuff. Gains the powers. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole origin and the backstory and all that other stuff. If you decide to make a character just like this or similar to, come up with your own story. But this is kind of what I did. So let's take a look here. So name, Jessica Sterling. Okay. I gave her an identity. She's the Gloss Widow. Alright, so there's like Black Widow in Marvel, but Gloss for she's kind of she's pretty, she's flamboyant, she's thinks she's really cool, and then Widow, like a spider, she's really dangerous now as well. She's got a secret identity. She's female. I made her 17 years old, so she's there at the end of the high school life. Maybe a senior in high school, getting ready to turn 18. It's going to be great how to role play this as like, okay, you got to go to school, got to go to chem class and biology and whatever, history, whatever you're taking, then you're doing your extracurricular activities, and you're also being a superhero on the side. So it allows for some pretty cool role-playing moments. How do you run off and save the cat out of the tree when you're stuck in English class? That kind of thing. Height, we made her 5'2", 125 pounds. So she's short, she's thin, but she's very athletic. You have her blue eyes and blonde hair. Team affiliation or group affiliation, so I created so all the characters I'm going to make for this are all going to be part of the same team, just kind of keep the theme. So we are Team Supreme. Okay, the base of operation is the Vault. It would probably be owned by one of the other heroes, like this big kind of Bat Cave, Baxter Building, kind of whatever, so, something that someone owns that all these people kind of show up to and hang out, and they conduct their superhero stuff from there. Power level 10, like I said. Then you're looking at the power points that I spent. So I spent 28 in abilities. I spent 99 in powers. 10 points in advantages, 9 points in skills, and 4 points in defenses for a total of 150. So let's get into your attributes. Obviously, some of these are higher because of some of the powers we bought. But basically, I started with like 0 strength, 0 stamina, 2 agility and dexterity. She's athletic, but not like strength wise. Maybe she's a runner, track, that kind of stuff. Fighting of 6. I bought that with attribute points because obviously at power level 10 you're a pretty established character. So I give her a fighting of 6, that she's learned over the course of her, however long, maybe 6 months, a year, whatever, that she's been a hero. She's accumulated this ability to fight. Is she graceful in fighting? Yes. Is she like a masterful fighter? No. Punches and kicks stuff, but she looks good doing it. Intellect, I'm originally going to go with like an intellect of 1, but I was like, you know what? She's going to be that girl at school that's like pretty and the socialite and that kind of stuff. Maybe she's not super smart. 0 is a human average. She does well in school. Is she like a genius, like say Peter Parker was, or Mr. Fantastic, or Tony Stark, or whatever? No, but she gets by. And then awareness and presence of 2. Obviously, presence. She's a very social girl, so she needs to be able to interact with that. So that's why she's got a presence of 2. And then awareness. Obviously, awareness is going to play a big part in some of the powers down below, but she has an awareness of 2 base, and then we've given her some skills to help augment some of the skill checks she's going to need. Okay, so we're going to skip offense and defense. We'll come back to that after we go through the rest of it. So obviously, have 150 points. I've spent 150. Haven't earned any because I haven't played like a game. Yep. So we're going to skip powers. We're going to go down into advantages and skills. So under advantages, we took 2 levels of evasion. So if you've got your book, let's follow along here. So evasion, you get a +2 circumstance bonus to dodge resistant checks to avoid area effects. If you have 2 ranks, you get a +5. All right. So obviously Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, the Glossed Widow, she needs to evade stuff. So evasion 2 fits. Now defensive role is pretty important. Spider-Man himself isn't like super tough. I mean, he's resistant and resilient, but he's no Superman. He's no Hulk, that kind of thing. So the defensive role is going to give that bonus to toughness checks actively. So as long as she's not like immobilized or incapacitated or any kind of a thing that allows her to act freely, she'll be able to gain this bonuses, which is going to make her pretty tough. Even if she does get hit, she rolls with the punch. Move by action, obviously, the Gloss Widow, she's going to jump around and swing around and move around. So she's going to have the ability to move before and after taking an action. Okay? Uncanny dodge. Now, uncanny dodge, that's super important. So, uncanny dodge, if you're following along, is on page 89. You're especially tuned to danger. You are not vulnerable when surprised or otherwise caught off guard. You are still made vulnerable by effects that limit your mobility. So obviously we're going to look at the powers, and that's going to kind of give us a similar ability, but if you stack this on top, you're almost never going to be surprised and vulnerable if you ever do get surprised. So hopefully I built it well enough that you won't, but some enemies that you might fight have other powers that allow you, or that allow them to sneak up on you. We just want to make sure that if that happens, you're still not surprised and vulnerable. Instant up, obviously if you get knocked down, you want to get up super fast, just like Spider-Man would. And then I gave her attractive, level 1. Obviously she's attractive. She's really good looking. People, all the boys fawn over her, all the girls want to be her. So attractive, page 80. Particularly attractive, giving you +2 circumstance bonus to deception and persuasion checks to deceive, seduce, or change the attitude of anyone who finds you looking appealing. She's got a bad grade on the test, throw in a little charm the teacher, maybe, whatever. Let your mind's kind of go raw with that. Okay, then we're gonna go into skills. I didn't take a ton of skills like I did on the Superman because obviously she's young. We'd have to put points in acrobatics because let's follow along. So acrobatics, you're gonna go into skills. If you look on page 63, there's like a little chart. There's got a list of all the skills. Now acrobatics cannot be used untrained. Okay, so Acrobatics, you can flip, dive, roll, tumble, and perform other acrobatic maneuvers, as well as keeping your balance under difficult circumstances. It's trained only. So if you don't have any ranks in that, you're not trained, and you can't use that for that stuff. So we had to put at least a couple points in there. But then with her ability, enhanced ability that she's got, we got a total of 10. I don't think we're going to have any problems doing any of those listed actions. And then we took some close combat, unarmed strike for when she punches and kicks the bad guys. We gave her 4 ranks in that, because obviously with her fighting of 6, and then she's obviously, learned how to punch and kick people and things. So now we got a 10. So she's going to have a pretty good chance of hitting it power level 10. So now we're going to go down here to perception. Now perception is super important. So her awareness is only 2, but perception is needed for, let's see, right here. If you look over here, so danger sense, okay? We're going to talk about that here in a little bit, but we got to have a good perception in order to utilize the danger sense, which is kind of it's part of the kit that I built for the spider sense. So I gave her 8 points in that, as in like, oh, the spider abilities, gave her some extra boosts. So she's got a 10 perception, which is really good. Ranged combat, obviously we have a fighting of 6 at each. I gave her 2 ranks in each, so using the web shooters and then throwing stuff like dumpsters or trash cans or whatever, stuff she's going to pick up and use as weapons against the enemies. Now, I don't know why this sheet has a 10 here and a 10 here. I couldn't get rid of it. Disregard that. No points there. So, obviously, most of this other stuff can be used untrained. Like technology, treatment, and vehicles cannot be used untrained, but we don't have any points in that. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so let's go up here and let's talk about strength. Let's talk about powers. So I've you'll see like these headers that kind of stick out here. So these are like headings, right? These are like groups of powers that make this. So the spider DNA is what I called this. This is going to give her a lot of the basic physical traits that she's got. So I gave her enhanced strength. Oop, forgot to change that. Okay. So I gave her enhanced strength of 7 because I needed to shave a few points. That's still a decent amount of weight that she can lift and throw around. So I was going to try to squeeze in enhanced strength limited to lifting so she could lift more, but I didn't have points for it. But still, even at strength 7, she can lift 3 tons. Most cars don't weigh 3 tons. A good truck, 3 tons. That's still a lot of stuff to lift. Obviously, then there's also room for growth as you play and accumulate experience points. Enhanced agility of 6 and dexterity of 6. Because I put 2 points in them initially because of her baseline, what she was before she became Gloss Widow. I gave her enhanced stamina of 4. She didn't have any stamina, so I gave her enhanced stamina of 4, which affects his toughness. We're going to talk about this stuff here in a bit, so just know. I gave her enhanced stamina of 4 to make her a little more resilient. And you'll see like right here all these so these numbers in parenthesis is like the amount of power points that I spent, and then obviously then I put the page number of each ability. So if you're new to the game or if you're following along and you've got your book, you can be like, oh, okay, 115, let me look at leaping. Okay, cool. Speed, the wiki says Spider-Man is fast. He's no Flash, but he can move pretty quick. So I gave him a speed of 4, or gave her a speed of 4, which allows her to move at 30 miles an hour. Now, people are like, 30 miles an hour? Okay, you try running 30 miles an hour. I mean, even like the fastest human, I don't know if he's even got up to 30 miles an hour. Pretty close, but that's still really fast. And this is something that they can just do willy-nilly, It's not like sprinting, you run like this for quite a while. So speed of 4, it's 4 points. Quickness 2. Quickness is that ability to let you do certain tasks faster. So like tying your shoes or reading a book or something like that. Obviously, if when I get experience points, if I was playing this character, quickness would go up, maybe a couple more points, just to do things a little faster. I don't know if this is like something that Spider-Man actually has, but I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to have, because I'm making it my own, right? I hope you make it your own. Obviously, anything in here you could get rid of, take those points and put onto something else that you want instead. Regeneration, so Spider-Man does have the ability to regenerate. He's no Wolverine or Deadpool, but he is able to survive and heal from wounds that would probably kill a normal human. So regeneration 5 allows you to remove a 1 - 1 penalty to your toughness checks every other round. So that's pretty good. So every other round you're healing up, so you can stay in the fight quite a bit. Leaping, obviously, you got to have leaping as a Spider-Man type character. So this allows the 250 feet. That's just like a standing jump. I'm standing still. I can go up in the air 250 feet. Up onto a building, or if I'm going across buildings, 250 feet to the next building. I thought that was good enough. Obviously, I mean, you could probably make it more, but you don't want to make it like too crazy. Like you leap, you use the web shooters, you swing, you land, you stick on the wall, you jump. That's kind of how Spider-Man gets around. So that's kind of, I would leave leaping at 5, and personally, I wouldn't add any more points to that. Then movement, I gave obviously wall crawling and swinging. So I took three ranks of movement. So wall crawling at 2 ranks, which allows you to not be vulnerable while you're climbing on the wall. So if you look at the vulnerable, let's see, vulnerable active defenses are halved. So at rank 1 of wall crawling, if you're crawling on the wall, all your active defenses are halved. Spider-Man doesn't have that. No way. But if you buy 2 ranks, you're no longer vulnerable while you're crawling on the walls. And then obviously swinging. So the movement is page 120. Swinging allows you to, I think you can swing at your speed. Let's see. Let's double check. Swinging, you can swing through the air at your normal ground speed rank using, so obviously at 30 miles an hour, because she's got speed of 4. Using a swing line you provide or available lines and projections. So obviously the web shooters, how I built this, that's last power. As a GM, I would let you be like, okay, you got the web shooters for all the abilities that it gives. Plus, I would let you just use it as the ability to just shoot on the wall and just swing. I wouldn't make you buy a whole extra, whatever just for swinging. It'll let you use both. Okay. So that's 6 points there, and then we're going to talk about Spider's Sense. Obviously, Spider Sense is what it is, but I called it the Spider's Sense because there's a list of powers. So senses, you've got 5 points in there. So now let's just talk about these two. So I took distance sense. Obviously, you're going to be able to judge the distance between targets or buildings or whatever. So if you're going to make that jump, you're like, oh, well, I hope it's 250 feet when it's 260 and you fall. You're going to be able to know that and plan accordingly. Danger sense. Now, let's go to 124 if you're following along. Let's kind of look at this. So danger sense, when you would normally be surprised in combat, you make a perception check at DC 10. Well, we got a plus 10, right? So we're always going to get this unless obviously there could be penalties or it's a higher DC depending upon the circumstance, right? Based on the GM's story. 1 degree of success means you're not surprised. So even if we failed, because normally if you fail, you're surprised. Well, we've got that uncanny dodge advantage. So even if for some reason we fail this, we're still not surprised. That's why I took it. 1 point, easy peasy. If you get, 1 degree of success, you're not surprised, but you can't act. If you get 2 or more degrees, you're not surprised and may act during the surprise round. Failure means you're surprised. If you have uncanny dodge, you're not vulnerable, just like it says in there. Okay, so that's only 1 rank, so that's 1 point. And now, so I went with, so you look at the spider sense like on the wiki or even in the movies they've talked about it, it's almost like a precognition. So I took precognition. Now precognition, it's like if you just read it right out of the book and use it for right out of its worth, it really doesn't fit. But then I took a limited flaw to imminent threats. So normally it's 4 points because it's 4 ranks, so you're gonna buy 4 ranks. So normally it's 4 points. And I took it limited to imminent threats. So that means only something imminent danger to you within the next, if you're thinking combat turns, within the next probably 2 or 3 turns. This is something you're going to want to talk with your GM. Now, as a GM, I'd be like, okay, within 2 or 3 turns, if there's going to be some imminent danger to you, I would, you could potentially perceive that. Now, obviously, if people have certain kinds of concealment or whatever, it's something that as a GM you would kind of have to look. Okay, is she going to get her precognition ability to sense this? Now, if you read it, you're like, well, I could look into the future and see all kinds of stuff. I've set this up to only within the few seconds in the future can you recognize imminent threats. That's how I built it. Now, everyone might have their own say on that, or people might say that it's not right. But ultimately, in the game, right, you play this game and you tailor the game to your needs and how you want to play. As a GM, I would let this go. Some other GMs would be like, nope, you get danger sense, that's it. I just feel that danger sense alone doesn't give you that sense of the spider sense. So I added in the precognition. Okay, and then also I took improved initiative as well. So when you get to act in the surprise round or any other time or combat starts, you're going to have a really high initiative modifier. You can even see it right up here, 16, because it's agility plus plus 8 because each rank of improved initiative gives you plus 4. 6 plus 16. You're probably always going to be going first unless there's like a speedster or something in your group as well. But I think that fits really well. And then we're going to talk about web shooting. So web shooting is 24 points. So it's now this one's really cool because if you go to page 131, how I have it written there, it's in one of those green boxes called snare. So it's a combined effect. So you have to take it is affliction is because it's an affliction based power, so you start with affliction. Now affliction, okay, affliction is on page 97. It's 1 point per rank, okay, but now we have to put the increased range extra on it, so which is an extra point. So normally snare is a close attack, but now it's range. You know, you shoot the webs at a range, cool. And then you take cumulative. Normally, an affliction does not have a cumulative effect on the same target, so getting 2 results of 1 degree, one after the other, has no effect. But this allows you to say I shoot the enemy and I only get 1 degree. Next turn, I shoot him again and I get another degree. Normally, I would only get the effect of the first degree, but cumulative allows it to stack. Okay, so I can get up to level 2 through multiple applications. Extra condition as well. So if you read here, the extra condition, so at 1 degree of failure to the enemy, they become hindered and vulnerable. Because normally you only get 1 condition per degree of failure. So normally it would only be hindered. But at 1 degree, it's hindered and vulnerable. And then at the second rank of that, they become defenseless and immobilized because they get tied up in webs. So you can stack it to level 2 through multiple applications. But then you also have limited degree. So that means you cannot go to level 3. Because normally level 3 would allow you put them asleep, controlled, incapacitated, paralyzed, or whatever. You can't do that with this power. Basically, the most you can hope for is immobilized and defenseless through the webbing. Okay, and then we took alternate resistance, because normally it's resisted by fortitude or will. That doesn't really make sense. So basically as a ranged attack, we took alternate resistance dodge. So the enemy is going to resist with their dodge stat instead of their fortitude or will. So altogether, it basically makes it 4 points. Sorry, it makes it 3 points per rank. Increased ranges +1, cumulative, extra condition, and then the alternate resistance, I don't believe is a 0 per rank, so it doesn't cost anything. And then you limit the degree, which gives you -1, so net of 3 points per rank. And I put it at rank 8, so the DC then is, so it's 10 plus your affliction, 18. DC 18 against their dodge. So if you're fighting normal thugs or whatever, they're probably not going to be able to get out of the way of that. Okay. So then, like I said, you got the web shooting. You can also use this as your swing lines for your swinging movement. You can just shoot it on the wall, you know. But then also there might be times where, you know, if it's like a stressful situation and there's only something small to web onto, you might have to make an attack roll to hit it based on the GM's discretion. So it might add that level of danger in there as well, which is always good because you never want to feel just no danger or overpowered or invulnerable. You gotta make sure that there's a level there where you could potentially fail and fall into the garbage can and hurt yourself. Okay, so we got the powers now. Now we're gonna go up here. So obviously, took enhanced strength 7, enhanced stamina 4. We took enhanced agility of 6 plus the 2 she had up to 8. Enhanced dexterity of 6 plus the 2 she had up to 8. And then we add all that together, and then we're going to calculate that, right? So now her dodge defense is 8 based on agility. Now parry would only normally be 6 because the fighting is 6. You'll see I spent 4 points in defenses to kind of equalize this. Oh, excuse me. So I took 1 extra point, put it in parry, because defenses are a 1-to-1 base. All right, 1 point for 1 point. To give the parry of 7, and now the fortitude is normally 7. It is 7, but normally it would be 4 based on her stamina stat. So I put 3 points in fortitude because Spider-Man, if you look on the wiki, does have like extra resistance to like toxins and poisons and stuff, which is normally all fortitude based. So I put that in there to kind of reflect that. Now you'll see toughness. So toughness is 4, which is based on stamina base /10, because what I do with it. So defensive roll. So let's go to defensive roll. It's going to be in the advantages section, which is in the blue section, which is page 83. Let's see. You receive a bonus to your defense equal to your advantage rank, but it's considered an active defense. Oh, I thought it was 2. See, I went back and I thought I checked everything, but I didn't get it all. So actually it's 7. Okay. Which still isn't bad. Okay. Because like the power level limits for most of the stuff is, stat plus stat, no more than double the series power level. So if the power level is 10, 20, so fortitude. Well, let's go back. Let's just look at it. Let's just read it, shall we? So if you want to talk about power level limits, page 25. So like parry and toughness, the total of your hero's parry and toughness defense cannot exceed twice the series power level. So my parry and toughness max is 14. That's pretty good. Now I don't like this like, well, I'm just going to dump points and maximize everything on every character, because that doesn't make, to me, it doesn't make sense. Right? Now the dodge, I get, right? Very athletic, very mobile, Spider-Man, high dodge. And we're still kind of starting out. We're power level 10, yeah, we're established heroes, but Spider-Man's probably power level 15 or 17 or something. He's got a lot more points to spend, right? So, and then you look at like fortitude and will. Fortitude of 7 and will of 2 is only 9. But you gotta have a weakness in here. Sure, I could have dumped some points from somewhere and just, will of 10. But she's a 17-year-old high school girl. What does she know about, maintaining a high will save? This is something that, if you're coming across a bunch of this while you're playing the game, just like you train anything, you train the mind through the course of your life, this is where you would put experience points. Improve this, right? Don't start with this, improve it. Build the character, build the stats to the character. Fortitude is obviously because of the, the enhanced stamina from being a spider and the points I spent, Parry, I wanted an extra point in parry because I had an extra point laying around. And then the toughness, the defensive roll, she's not, like, she couldn't take a bullet normally, but with the defensive roll, if she can't get out of the way with a dodge of 8, her toughness is still +7, so she can still shrug off some damage. Even if she gets hurt, she does have regeneration. So we're not Superman, we're Spider-Man. Okay? And then, like I said, we've got the initiative of 16, which is 2 levels of the improved initiative plus her agility 8, so 16. And then offenses, so you've got the web shooter, so you get +8 to attack, right? Because you go down here, ranged, combat, web shooters, +8 skill, and throwing as well. So I've put the web shooting and then I put here see the web shooting power, you're going to have to go down here and reference the effects. It doesn't do any damage, but it applies these conditions to the opponent. Unarmed strikes, so when you punch and kick and flip and do all this other stuff, you got a plus 10, so you have a pretty good chance of hitting. And then throwing objects, Spider-Man picks up stuff and throws it in comic books, so you're going to be able to pick up those dumpsters and garbage cans and crates and throw those around. So I included that in there. And then, character illustration. What would I think this character's costume would look like? Because I like Spider-Gwen, but I think this character is going to have more maybe like a shiny gloss kind of suit, maybe similar with some different colors. I like blue is my favorite colors, so she would have some kind of blue, maybe some pink in there. She's a girl, she likes it, she likes pink, she likes blue. That's what I would do. Just kind of let your imagination run wild. Obviously, any of this stuff you could change. If you decide to use this character, use the template, make a whole new character with it, name, gender, age, all that other stuff. Use it as your own, or change all of it, change none of it, however you like. I'm just putting this out there for you guys. And then obviously you'd put your information for your chronicle and stuff. This fillable sheet's pretty good. Complications, you could always look into complications. So if you look at complications, I don't give them any because then we're just getting deeper into the character. If I was making this character to play like in a game I was going to be playing, this weekend, I would probably take some kind of complication. Everybody has them, just depending upon if it fits the character or not. That's what you're going to want to look at. Does it fit the character? So complication starts on page 27. Choosing complications, motivation and influence, other complications, that kind of stuff. They're meant to kind of help you flesh out your character. Okay. Well, I hope you guys like this. Once again, I'm going to put a link in the description below to my Google Drive that I'm going to have this uploaded to, so you guys can download that. You can look at it, you can change it, use it. If you have questions on them, put them in the comments below. I would love to see those comments and help answer any of those questions that you've got. I think the next video I'm going to do a Ghost Rider. And then if maybe there's another character you would like to see made, put that down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can work something up. Because, doing it this way, it takes me a little longer off camera, but then the videos are shorter. It really all depends how you guys like it. So, once again, I hope you guys like this. If you do, remember to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends as well if you want to help get them into the game. Or if they're looking for a character to play and need an idea, show them this or any of the other characters that I've created. And then until I see you again in the dungeon, I'm Brian, your Game Master, and happy gaming.